Deciding where to live as you grow older is not an easy task. As we age, what once seemed clear suddenly becomes blurry, and we find ourselves at a crossroads we never thought we would face. Should you stay in your home, move in with your children, or choose a more independent option? What happens if you lose your partner and face loneliness? In this video, I will guide you through 9 valuable lessons, supported by the wisdom of great philosophers, that will not only help you make decisions about your future, but also show you how to do so with calmness, courage, and wisdom. You will hear real-life stories, learn about myths surrounding aging, and discover how Stoic philosophy can be your best ally during this stage of life. It's not just about where to live, but how to live fully and purposefully. Before we dive into these important lessons, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos that help you face life's challenges with clarity and strength. Decisions that will change your life as you age. 1. The decision will change your life as you age. Imagine for a moment that you move in with your children. At first, the idea sounds ideal. Family support, an opportunity to spend more time with them and your grandchildren. But is it really as perfect as it seems? The stories of many families show that this dream can quickly turn into a challenge. One family I know thought living together would be the perfect solution. The elderly parents moved in with one of their children, and initially, everything went well. They shared dinners, chatted at the end of the day, and it seemed like an opportunity to reconnect. However, over time, differences began to surface. 2. Different generations, different habits. The parents, with their peaceful routines, wanted family dinners every night, but their son and daughter-in-law, immersed in their busy careers, couldn't meet that expectation. Tensions began to rise, and when the first grandchild was born, differences in parenting styles became apparent. The grandparents believed in traditional methods, while the parents preferred modern approaches. What started with good intentions soon became a source of stress. Philosophers remind us that sometimes our desires can clash with reality. Don't look for things to happen as you want. Hope for things to happen as they do, Epictetus said. 3. And this is one such case. Living with your children may seem like the ideal solution, but you need to be prepared to accept that intergenerational living isn't always easy. Minor clashes can quickly escalate when expectations go unmet. What parents see as an opportunity to be closer, children may feel as an invasion of their independence. And this resentment quietly builds until it erupts. So is it really a good idea to live with your children? It will depend on many factors. The flexibility of both parties, the ability to adapt to new dynamics, and above all, the ability to communicate honestly. For it's not always the paradise it seems. While it's also necessary to acknowledge that in many cases, distance can be the key to maintaining harmony. So, what does ideal living with children look like? Can you imagine a way to live close to your children without invading their space? There are families living nearby, but not sharing the same roof. This choice, which sometimes seems like the loneliest path, is the perfect formula for many. A story that illustrates this well is that of Michael and Emma, a couple who have always valued independence. As their children grew up, they supported them in establishing their own homes while remaining in the family house. They didn't want to be a burden or infringe on their children's lives. Although both children lived in the same city, Elvira and Tomas ensured they had their own space. Every week, the family gathered for dinner and updates, but throughout the week, Emma and Michael continued their independent routines. Maintaining physical distance, but emotional closeness allowed them to enjoy the best of both worlds. They had close relatives, but also preserved their autonomy, which is crucial, especially after 70, when independence becomes a fortress of dignity more than ever. 5. Here, philosophers have much to say to us. Seneca said, "The more you withdraw and separate, the greater your power will be." And the idea of withdrawal does not mean loneliness, but strength. Living near your children, but not with them, allows you to maintain control over your daily life, which becomes essential with age. It's not just about maintaining a routine, but preserving a space where you are still yourself, where you can still make your own decisions. Compared to living under one roof, this choice gives you the freedom to move at your own pace without the pressure to adapt to someone else's routine. Instead of feeling like a guest in your own home, you can organize your time as you wish. If one day you want to spend the afternoon reading or taking a walk, you can. If next weekend you decide to cook for the family, you can do that too, but without feeling compelled. Things to keep in mind. Experts agree that this arrangement, referred to as closeness without cohabitation, reduces conflict between generations. By keeping your own space and pace, you avoid daily clashes that can harm relationships. At the same time, you remain close enough to support each other in truly necessary moments. This is especially important when discussing age 70. At that age, not only is sharing a home a consideration, but preserving identity, independence, and above all, peace of mind is essential. When you choose to live near your children, but not with them, you give yourself the space to continue growing as a person. You can develop new interests, engage in activities outside the family, and feel that you still have a rich life ahead. In my view, this is one of the best decisions you can make. Combining emotional safety with close loved ones while still maintaining the freedom to live your way. You're not completely alone, but you're also not dependent on anyone. Nursing homes are not what you think. Nursing homes are not what you think. The idea of moving to a nursing home once struck fear in many people. This step was seen as a final stop, a place where the elderly are forgotten. But this perception is changing, and there are good reasons for it. Nursing homes have evolved significantly over the decades, and today present an appealing option for those seeking a peaceful, active, and above all, independent aging experience. Imagine how this idea has changed. We no longer talk about dark and lonely places. Many of these communities are designed to offer the best quality of life, with daily activities, recreational areas, social events, and most importantly, the sense of community that many elderly people lose when living alone or even living with their children. Take the story of Marta, a woman who, after losing her husband, decided to move to a private nursing home. Initially, her family opposed. They believed moving to such a place was a sign of abandonment, which would reflect poorly on them. But Marta, true to her spirit of independence, made the decision herself. She knew that staying home alone while her children were busy with their own lives would only make her lonelier. The truth is, although the children wanted to spend more time with her, their daily schedules did not allow them to provide the companionship she needed. Upon joining the community, Marta found that she was not only surrounded by people her own age, but also had the opportunity to do things she had forgotten she enjoyed. Art classes, outdoor walks, movie nights, and even dance parties. For the first time in a long while, she felt part of something larger than herself. She met other residents with similar stories, built new friendships, and realized that old age is not a time to wait, but a time to enjoy. Nursing homes are not where life stops. On the contrary, they are spaces where life continues. This is particularly reflected in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who reminds us that we should not cling to stereotypical ideas of what a stage in life must be. Your happiness in life depends on the quality of your thoughts, Marcus Aurelius said. And choosing a place where you can live surrounded by positive stimuli, friendships, and activities rather than being stuck in isolation is a way to nurture that happiness. Why choose a nursing home? So why do so many older adults choose this option? The answer is simple: control and freedom. In a senior community, you can continue to be yourself, not relying on anyone else for your care, as support is integrated into the system. You don't have to worry about household chores or maintenance, which gives you the freedom to focus on what truly matters: enjoying your time. Furthermore, these communities are designed with the physical and mental health of residents in mind. Healthcare staff is available at all times, and there are programs that keep both body and mind active. Everything is planned so you can age with dignity and a sense of purpose. Compared to the option of living with children, nursing homes offer an unparalleled independence. You don't have to adapt to someone else's life or worry about being a burden. You are the owner of your time and space, which becomes an invaluable asset after age 70. Although there are still some prejudices about these places in culture, more and more people are realizing they're a viable option and, in many cases, a desirable one. It's not about abandoning family or distancing yourself from loved ones, but seeking a space where you can be yourself without pressure or expectations. Building a new life. Life in a community allows you to enjoy activity and safety without feeling like you are invading someone's space or becoming a burden to your children. You can have regular visits, share important moments with family, and at the same time, know that you have your own space designed to provide quality of life. From a Stoic perspective, life in a nursing home is an opportunity to apply one of the most valuable principles: living in the present and making the most of every day. Life is too short and anxiety-ridden to waste on the ghosts of the past or the problems of the future, Seneca said. And what better way to live in the present than in an environment that provides everything you need to continue enjoying, growing, and sharing? Breaking the myths of old age. Life in a community is no longer what it once was. Now it represents a second chance for those who want to age gracefully, purposefully, and most importantly, freely. So if you've ever faced this choice, view it not as a surrender, but as a new way to embrace life. Breaking the myths of old age and seeking freedom. Old age brings a host of stereotypes that have long led us to believe that aging is synonymous with decay, loneliness, and loss of freedom. The image perpetuated is of an elderly person, after reaching a certain age, simply sitting and waiting for time to pass. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is that for many people, old age is a rebirth, an opportunity to gain insights and achieve things that seemed out of reach in youth. There's a saying by Seneca that many resonate with: while you live, continue to learn how to live. And that's exactly what many great thinkers and creatives have done. They didn't stop in old age, but leveraged those years to leave a significant mark on the world. Seeking freedom. Take Seneca, for example, who wrote some of his most important works in old age. It was in his later years that he produced texts that continue to inspire millions, in which he clearly laid out his philosophy on life, death, adversity, and virtue. Instead of viewing old age as a time of decline, Seneca utilized it as a moment for deep reflection and creativity. The idea that getting older means losing freedom or happiness is a myth we need to dispel. Why? Because some of the greatest achievements in history have been accomplished precisely in old age. Seeking happiness in the present. And that freedom, if you think about it, increases with age, as you become free from external expectations and learn to appreciate what truly matters. As Seneca knew well, the passage of time is not an enemy, but an ally when we use it wisely. Not because we have little time, but because we waste a lot, he said. How many times in youth do we allow ourselves to be swept away by distractions, things that ultimately mean nothing? Old age gives us a chance to focus our efforts on what truly enriches life: relationships, wisdom, and inner peace. Today, the myths about old age continue to be challenged. Many older adults are starting new projects, adventuring, and seeking new passions. Living longer doesn't mean living less. In fact, it's the opposite. It's the ability to experience more, learn more, and love more. Aging is not the end of anything. It is simply a new phase, a phase that many great thinkers and creatives have proven to be incredibly productive. The key to happiness. Independence and happiness are not things that diminish with age. They are things that can grow if we are willing to embrace each stage of life with openness and curiosity. The key lies in changing the narrative, understanding that old age is a wonderful opportunity for wisdom and freedom, not a stage of loss. So when you think about the future, when you reflect on your life as you age, remember the words of Seneca, who reminded us that life is not short, but we make it short when we distract ourselves from what is important. In old age, you have the opportunity to focus on what truly matters, what enriches your soul, and fills you with satisfaction. Age does not determine what you can achieve. What determines it is your mindset, your willingness to continue learning and living purposefully, preparing for a fulfilled old age. Old age should not be a stage filled with instability, but many times it still is. As we approach those years, questions about how we will live, what kind of life we will have, and whether we can care for ourselves emotionally and financially become increasingly present. The good news is that with the right preparation, you can face this stage with a sense of control and confidence. From an emotional standpoint, one of the greatest challenges of aging is the shift in life dynamics. You may no longer have the same energy as before, or those around you may also be facing changes. The fear of loneliness, loss of direction, or even the fear of not being independent are common concerns. But as Seneca said, there is no favorable wind for the sailor who doesn't know where to go. If we act now, we can build a solid foundation to face those challenges with calmness. 1. The first step to prepare emotionally is to work from now on to develop your resilience. This means learning to adapt to changes and accept transitions that will surely come with time. Aging is not an enemy, but another life stage that can bring you much peace if you are willing to see it as an opportunity. Just as you exercise for your body, it is equally important to train your mind to accept the inevitable and maintain balance in the face of the unexpected. 2. Another important aspect is maintaining your relationships. Sometimes, as you age, social circles narrow, whether because people move away or life takes different paths. Nurturing friendships, keeping in touch with family, and being open to meeting new people are vital to avoid isolation. According to experts, those who maintain a strong social support network often enjoy a higher quality of life and face fewer emotional difficulties. 3. But just as important as emotional preparation is financial preparation. Many fears about aging revolve around concerns about running out of money. Will I have enough to maintain my lifestyle? How can I ensure I won't become a burden to my family? These are perfectly reasonable questions, but can be addressed if you make the right decisions today. The first step is to conduct a realistic analysis of your current situation. Do you have sufficient savings? If you haven't started yet, now is the time to begin. No matter your age, the sooner you start saving for the future, the better positioned you will be when retirement comes. There are many tools available to help you plan, from retirement plans to investments that can help your savings grow safely. The important thing is to take action. The person who does not forecast their life will face challenges without weapons, Seneca said, and this is absolutely true. 4. Preparation is the best weapon you have. It's also essential to have a clear financial plan for your retirement. Set a budget that covers your basic needs, but also includes discretionary spending to make your life better. It's not just about surviving, but continuing to enjoy life. Make sure to include a reserve for emergencies as well as potential medical costs that may arise over time. If you own property, it's also the time to consider it. Many older adults choose to downsize by selling a larger home to move into a more manageable space. This can not only reduce costs, but also free you from the burdens that come with maintaining a large house. The proceeds from selling a property can become a financial safety net or allow you to explore more convenient living options. 5. An often overlooked important topic is insurance. As we age, healthcare costs can rise, and having good insurance is crucial. Consider purchasing long-term care insurance to protect yourself in case you need long-term care in the future. This type of insurance can relieve the financial burden on both you and your family. After all, financial preparation is just as much about proactive action as emotional preparation. There's no need to wait until problems arise to take action. Stoicism teaches us that true peace comes from being prepared for any situation. And that's the goal. When you reach this stage of life, you don't feel trapped by fears of what could happen, but instead face old age with a smile, knowing you've made the right decisions. Planning for a better future. Ultimately, it all comes down to this. Plan today to live better tomorrow. Financially, you have the power to create the conditions for a peaceful, fulfilling, and happy aging experience, ensuring not only your stability, but also building a life that remains full of purpose, joy, and freedom. As Seneca said, live each day as if it were your last, but plan as if you will live forever. What can you do today to ensure your future? Start with these steps, and you'll find confidence replacing fear. The Stoic secret to aging wisely. Facing old age with wisdom is one of the greatest virtues you can develop. Stoicism provides us with a clear guide to do so, allowing us to embrace aging with calmness, acceptance, and profound inner peace. But how can you apply these principles in your daily life to make this stage not only bearable, but meaningful and fulfilling? I have distilled 19 essential principles of Stoic philosophy that will guide you toward ultimate wisdom. If you have a piece of paper and a pen nearby, I encourage you to pause this video and jot down each principle. This short list will be your compass to living a virtuous and wise life. 1. The brevity of life. Remember that time is our most limited resource. No wealth, no possessions can buy you more time. So live purposefully, making the most of each remaining moment instead of wasting it on things you cannot control. 2. The division of control. You can only control your thoughts, actions, and how you respond to the challenges life presents. Everything else, from others' decisions to external events, let them flow. Don't cling to what you cannot change. 3. Suffering is optional. Pain is unavoidable as we age, but how you choose to live through it is up to you. Choose not to endure unnecessary things. 4. Live according to nature. Accept reality as it is. Life is full of ups and downs, and the more we flow with them instead of against them, the more peace we will have. 7. Gratitude as a remedy for desire. Gratitude is a powerful tool. As we age, it's easy to fall into the trap of complaining about what we don't have or what we've lost. However, if you focus on what you have, on what you've experienced, you will find a continuous source of happiness. 8. Relationships matter. Nurture the valuable connections that have accompanied you throughout the years. While old age can bring loneliness, meaningful relationships provide you with comfort and companionship. 9. Happiness lies in the present. Don't lament the past or worry about the future. You only have this moment here and now. Living fully in the present is one of the secrets to a peaceful and happy old age. 10. Every difficulty is an opportunity. The challenges you face, whether physical or emotional, are an opportunity to grow and learn. Every obstacle is a teacher in the classroom of life. 11. Avoid gossip and comparison. Focus on improving your life instead of getting distracted by others' lives. Don't compare yourself to others, especially in old age. Every path is unique. 12. Wisdom is the greatest asset. The more you learn and apply that knowledge to your daily life, the freer you will feel. Wisdom allows you to make better decisions aligned with what's right without being swayed by others' opinions. 13. Cultivate peace. True happiness comes from within. No matter what happens around you, what matters is how you manage your emotions and thoughts. 14. Detachment and simplicity. The key to a peaceful life is not to cling to material things or outcomes. Simplifying your life will help you find the clarity and tranquility you crave. 15. Effort and results. Sometimes we think that in old age, there's no need to try anymore, but everything valuable in life requires effort. Keep working to develop yourself and maintain meaningful relationships. 16. Happiness is a choice. It's not what happens to you that defines your well-being, but how you choose to respond to what happens. You choose how to live each day, regardless of the circumstances. 17. Perseverance. Consistency is key. Even when things get tough, keep going. Even in old age, every little effort brings you closer to a fulfilled life. 18. Be courageous. Fear can arise at any stage of life, but in old age, this often happens when we worry about the future, about the unknown. However, only by facing those fears with courage will you expand and grow as a person. 19. Be brave. Face this stage with courage and wisdom. These principles will guide you throughout the aging process, providing you with the emotional strength and peace you need to live this stage wisely and calmly. By applying them, you will see that old age is not the end of anything, but the beginning of a new chapter full of opportunities for reflection, acceptance, and growth. Sharing life experiences. Now, I invite you to share your own life advice. What principle or lesson have you learned over the years that you would add to this list? Sometimes a simple saying or personal reflection can be exactly what someone needs to hear right now. Maybe your experience will be the lighthouse that illuminates someone else's path. So please leave your comments, as together we can continue to learn and grow, inspiring each other. Your voice is more important than you think. What not to do when you lose your partner. When you lose your partner, it is undoubtedly one of the most painful moments you can face in life. That person has shared countless moments with you, stood by you through good and bad days, and now they are gone. Suddenly, life seems empty. The pain is unavoidable, but there are ways to cope that can prevent you from getting stuck in that pain forever. Today, I want to talk about 3 things you should never do when you lose your partner, because although the pain is real, there are also paths to move forward. 1. The first thing you should never do is linger in pain for too long. Feeling pain is completely natural. You must cry, allow yourself to grieve, and even be angry. But when that pain becomes a prison, when you cling to it and make it part of your identity, that's when it begins to destroy you. Seneca said, "Death is a punishment for some, a gift for others, and a favor for many." We cannot control death, but we can control how we choose to live after it. Clinging to pain for too long not only prevents you from healing, but also tarnishes the memory of your loved one. They would want you to move on, to find joy and purpose even when they are no longer with you. 2. The second thing you should avoid is becoming too dependent on your children for the rest of your life. It's natural to seek family support in painful moments. Your children will be there for you, and that closeness can be invaluable comfort. But becoming completely emotionally or even physically dependent on them can become a burden for them. More importantly, it can rob you of the opportunity to rediscover your own independence. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of self-reliance. Epictetus said, "No one is free who is not master of himself." This is the time to seek new ways of living, to explore who you are without the other person. Stay close to your children, but don't let that closeness be the only thing that keeps your life going. 3. Finally, never make hasty decisions about your future or personal life. When you lose someone, it's easy to feel that life has lost its direction, and in that emotional chaos, you may feel compelled to make significant changes. You might consider moving, selling your house, or even starting new relationships too soon. But this is not the time for rash decisions. Pain can cloud your judgment. Instead of acting on emotion, take time to process what has happened. Reflect on it, seek advice from trusted friends, and remember that patience in times of change is a virtue. Marcus Aurelius said, "Time is a river of events, and a strong current carries one person away and not another." Don't let yourself be swept away by the tide of hasty decisions. Allow calmness to return before taking significant steps. Living for the future. Facing the loss of a partner is a process that will take time. There's no one way to do it. However, if you can avoid these 3 attitudes, lingering in pain for too long, becoming too dependent on others, and making hasty decisions, you will have a chance to find peace and gradually rebuild your life. Remember that this is not the end. It is a new chapter. This is the time to honor your partner by living your best life, seeking strength that you may not know you have. In doing so, you will gradually discover that pain does not define your life. you do. Remarrying? Think twice before you do. Once you have experienced the loss of a partner, it's natural to wonder whether it's worth remarrying. The idea of seeking someone to share your remaining years can be comforting. But before you take that step, it's important to think deeply about what it really means. Is it the best choice for you? What emotional and financial challenges may arise when starting a new relationship? Remarrying in old age certainly comes with its rewards, possibly providing an emotional support system and a fresh sense of belonging. However, it can also open the door to unexpected challenges. Relationships in this phase are not like those in youth. We carry a lifetime of experiences, ingrained habits, and customs, and adapting to another person may be harder than you think. Additionally, there are financial risks that often aren't considered right away. If you remarry, complications related to inheritance, assets, and medical decisions may arise, creating stress within the family and legal complications. Instead of seeking something new and beyond the practical challenges, there's a fundamental thing to consider. Instead of pouring all your energy, time, and resources into a new relationship, perhaps this is the ideal time to turn inward. Why not use this stage to cultivate a deeper relationship with yourself? Often, after many years of caring for others, whether a partner, children, or grandchildren, we forget how to enjoy our own company. This could be the perfect time to rediscover who you are without relying on someone else's emotions. Think twice before remarrying. Perhaps instead of seeking someone to fill that void, you could invest time in yourself, enjoy the company of grandchildren, strengthen ties with children and friends, or re-engage in old passions that you may have forgotten. Life offers a richness that doesn't always require a new partner to enjoy. Antonio's story. Let me share a story that has inspired me greatly. My old friend Antonio, at the age of 70, decided it was time to revive a passion he had always had but never fully explored: painting. For many years, he had worked in a different field, busy with the responsibilities of life. But in old age, he felt it was time to make room for that old passion that had always filled his soul. So he bought a paint set and began creating again. Day by day, Antonio sat before his canvases, immersed in colors and shapes, enjoying each brushstroke as if time had stopped. What started as a simple hobby soon attracted the attention of his family, especially his grandchildren, who were amazed to see the talent he had kept hidden for so long. One of the grandchildren, with great social media skills, began sharing Antonio's works online, and what happened next was something even he couldn't have imagined. People began asking about his artworks, leaving admiring comments, and some even suggested paying for his paintings. But Antonio told me, "I'm not doing this for money. I do it because it brings me peace. It makes me happy, and each brushstroke connects me to myself in a way I haven't experienced before." Finding joy within yourself. Today, Antonio continues to paint every day. His art has become well known and appreciated by many. But most importantly, he is happier than ever, finding joy within himself, an activity that not only gives him purpose but also brings him an incomparable peace of mind. By investing time and energy in what he truly loves, he has created a fulfilling and satisfying life without seeking anything from anyone else. This story reminds us that instead of looking outside for what may be lacking inside, sometimes the best thing is to reconnect with ourselves. You may realize that the most precious companionship you can have is yourself. Instead of focusing on a new relationship, you might take the time to enjoy the small things that bring you happiness, whether in painting, music, reading, or simply spending time with your grandchildren and sharing precious moments with family. Choosing to live alone. So before deciding to remarry, ask yourself whether this is truly what you need or if it's time to embrace the freedom, peace, and fulfillment that only you can find through nurturing a deep friendship with yourself. Old age is a stage in life that you can enjoy, grow into, and explore new facets of yourself without the complications that a new relationship can sometimes bring. Living alone and happy. You can do it. Living alone in old age does not mean being lonely. In fact, it can be one of the richest and most meaningful stages of your life if you make the right decisions and plan carefully. Throughout this video, we've explored some essential pillars that can guide you to a full, independent, and above all, happy aging experience. The first thing you need to remember is the importance of financial planning. As mentioned in previous chapters, ensuring that you have sufficient resources to maintain your lifestyle is key. It's not just about saving money, but also managing it wisely. Considering health insurance, an emergency fund, and adjusting your spending to suit new needs will give you peace of mind knowing that you are prepared for any situation. What to do to stay healthy? But independence is not just financial. It also lies in taking care of your physical and mental health. At this stage of life, your well-being becomes more important than ever. Keep yourself active with an exercise routine suitable for your age, eat healthily, and participate in regular health checkups. Caring for your body will help you continue enjoying the freedom you have built over the years. Social connections are important. We also talked about the importance of maintaining social connections. Living alone does not mean being isolated. As we've seen, relationships with friends, family, and new people you meet in activities you enjoy are essential to keeping your spirit alive. Spending time on human connections will help you find companionship, support, and a network that's always there when you need it. Crafting your own life. Instead of focusing on what you may have lost over time, focus on what you can achieve. By living alone, you can spend more time on yourself, returning to passions you may have forgotten, like painting in Antonio's case, or any activity that brings you satisfaction. Investing in yourself is the best decision you can make. As we near the end of this video, I want to leave you with an important message. Old age is not an end, but the beginning of a new chapter in your life. Every decision you make, from where to live to how to care for your health and manage your finances, is an opportunity to create a life filled with peace, satisfaction, and above all, meaning. Don't let emotions control you. It's easy to get swept up in the narratives that say that in old age, everything becomes harder. But what we've seen here is that you can take control of this stage and transform it into a time full of growth, connection, and joy. Every day is a new opportunity to enjoy, live according to your values, and continue learning. If you like this video, I invite you to share in the comments a piece of advice or a lesson that life has taught you. Your experience may be just what someone else needs to hear today. Together, we can continue building a community where everyone is inspired and helps each other improve their lives. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more content that helps you navigate life's challenges with wisdom and strength. Please like and share this video with your loved ones. Your support is the reason we continue to grow as a community. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself, and see you soon.